As two of baseball's oldest franchises, the Reds and Giants are National League originals. Founded in the late 1800s, these two teams have a history of great players, Hall of Fame talent that knew how to win. The Reds 5 World Championships, the Giants 8 in their franchise history. They've been meeting since 1890, and tonight they meet again next. The road trip continues tonight. We're in Cincinnati as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is game one of a 3-game series, Giants-Reds. Welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Javi Lopez. Well, the Giants did a nice job in L.A. They took 2 out of 3. Now you can take advantage a little bit with the schedule, but they're going to turn the ball to a guy that's got some experience in the big leagues. But he just found out he was going to be starting yesterday, and that's Casey Kelly. A lot of things going on for Casey. He's pitching in front of his dad, who's the bench coach of the Reds. A last-minute start. What's he got to do to be successful?
Well, I think he's got to put a lot of that stuff to the side, and I think when you're facing the Reds, it's not going to be a packed house. You got to create some atmosphere for yourself, and you have a chance to establish yourself as a big leaguer. And you've seen the Giant young starters come up and take advantage of these situations, and you're looking for Casey Kelly to do the same. He's a strike thrower. He's a guy that's able to have a little 4-pitch mix, and that's what he's looking for, to establish the off-speed stuff early. This is an aggressive bunch with the Reds with a lot of speed at the top of the lineup, so you're just looking for him to eat up innings and then help that bullpen out and ride that momentum that you had going in L.A.
His dad, Pat Kelly, the bench coach. Should be fun here tonight in Cincinnati. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
Back here in Cincinnati as we get ready for Giants-Reds baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It is the time of the year to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open every day. 81 degrees here at the yard. You see the winds and humidity. And right now it is mostly cloudy. Keep your fingers crossed. Bruce Bochy and Jim Riggleman, they are out exchanging the lineup cards. It's sometimes these days rare to see the managers take out the lineup cards. There's Pat Kelly. And the reason we're showing him is his kid, Casey Kelly, is the Giants starter tonight. So Riggleman and Bochy heading back to their dugouts. And this is what Pat Kelly had to say a couple hours ago about his kid's start.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, I mean, I guess in a perfect world, he throws 6 shutout innings and we beat the reliever. So, you know, I mean, you're a competitor. You want your team to win. Obviously, you're a dad. You want your son to be successful.
And that's probably the right response, right?
You better be answering like that. Still got to eat.
Yeah. Pat Kelly and Bruce Bochy actually were on the same staff under Jim Riggleman when Jim Riggleman was the manager in San Diego. So the Reds take the field. Let's take a look at the Giants starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be McCutchen, Hansen, Posey, and then Brandon Belt. See what Belt's done against the Reds, and he also has some ownage on DeScalfani. Longoria, Crawford, and Panik. Welcome back to the starting lineup. Joe Panik. Duggar will hit 8th, and Casey Kelly will hit 9th.
Taking the mound today for the Cincinnati Reds, it is Anthony DeScalfani, and you look at the numbers there. He's coming up for the 13th time, really putting up a good last couple starts. Went 7 shutout against the Diamondbacks, and when he's on, he's going to do it with basically 2 pitches. You'll see here he's going to go with a lot of fastballs and sliders. The sliders will be not only set up, but it'll also be his chase and out pitch, the occasional curveball and change. But he's riding a hot streak. 12 innings of scoreless baseball he's been throwing lately. Now the defense for the Reds tonight, starting in the outfield, working our way from left to right. Here we go right here. Starting from left to right, it'll be Tucker, Hamilton, Williams. On the left side of the infield, it'll be Suarez and Peraza. On the right side, Jeanette and Barnhart. And doing the catching is Casali.
So DeScalfani, Bruce Bochy said, look for him to throw a lot of fastballs tonight. And there's the young man, Casey Kelly. This will be DeScalfani's first start against the Giants. Reds have lost 4 straight. Giants won 2 out of 3 in Los Angeles. They did lose on Wednesday, flew into town yesterday. And here we are as DeScalfani's ready to throw to McCutchen. And the pitch is a fastball for a called strike. So we get started at 7:13, 81 degrees. And the pitch. And there's a bouncing ball to third for Suarez. And this game gets started with a 5-3 putout. And that'll bring up Hansen. Giants are right at 500. They're 61-61. And they still feel that they've got a shot at getting to postseason, but they also know that a lot of things have to happen, including them starting to hit the ball.
Yeah, these next 16 games are really going to dictate that. They're 6 games back, but 3 against Cincinnati, 4 against the Mets, 3 against Texas, 3 against Arizona, and then the Mets again. You got a chance to make up some ground here.
Here's Hansen, who offers at the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Hansen at 281. He's in left field tonight. 6 home runs, 34 driven in. Bruce Bochy was talking a little bit about this Reds team, and there's a sharp ground ball to Jeanette, 2 down. And he was saying, well, he said, they're banged up. Joey Votto just goes on the DL. He said, they are starting their 3 best pitchers against the Giants in this series. So here's Buster. Buster at 290 with 5 home runs. He's got 40 runs batted in with Brandon Belt on deck. First pitch low, 1 for 5 lifetime. Posey against DeScalfani. Turned out to be a very nice night. One thing that we don't get in the Bay Area or in California are thunderstorms. Boy, there's one that passed through last night that rattled the windows in our hotel.
Definitely.
3-0 to Buster Posey. And because we don't get them in California, it's almost a form of entertainment. It's like you want to go watch. And a 4-pitch walk on a high fastball, bringing Belt to the plate. Now this is what happened today. Derek Rodriguez was put on the DL, hurt his hamstring in the Hunley Puig altercation. Strickland activated, and then Joey Votto goes on the DL for the Reds. There's Votto. Here's Belt. Belt takes inside, so that's 5 pitches in a row out of the strike zone, 1-0.
And there's a look at the slider there. He's trying to get that going. He's going to go as well as that slider goes, and he's had it go in the last 2 starts. But if he's erratic, it might be a shorter day and a better day for the Giants.
I mentioned Belt had some ownage. He's 3 for 3 lifetime against DeScalfani with a double and a home run. Pops this one down the left field line. That'll be out of play. Belt activated on Tuesday. He got in as a pinch hitter on Tuesday and then started the game on Wednesday. Nubs 1 to third, and that will end the inning. Casey Kelly's coming out. Billy Hamilton will lead things off. Southwest Airlines, it'll be Hamilton, Peraza, and then Jeanette. Eugenio Suarez, he's got big numbers this year. Look at that, 26 home runs, 88 runs batted in. It'll be Tucker, Barnhart, and then Williams. Casali is going to hit 8th and DeScalfani 9th.
Taking the mound for the Giants tonight, making that start we were talking about, Casey Kelly. Coming on and make the start in front of his dad and really trying to show his stuff that he was showing out in AAA down in Sacramento. Really commanding the zone, being able to mix up the stuff. small sample size, but when he gets on his fastball, it'll get up into those low to mid 90s, and got a great curveball to play off of that.
So this was the old man saluting his kid. That's it.
That's it.
You'll not see any more after that.
That's it. Next time they talk is over a cocktail.
Yeah, man, it'll be tonight.
Yep.
So here's Billy Hamilton. We talked to Bruce Bochy before the game, and I asked him on his KMBR pregame show, who's going to be more nervous, dad or kid? As Hamilton fouls it out of play, and he said, well, that's the easiest question I've had all year. Definitely the dad.
He's experienced it. Yeah, he's been in that moment when he had Brett out there of all coming in to punch out Puig, from what I remember.
Yep. There's a breaking ball down low. Tom Hallion says no swing.
That's that good curveball. But it's just keeping your emotions in check.
High and foul down the left field line and out of play. Yep. The mind of a father, although a little different than Bruce Bochy. Skipper was managing his kid. Pat Kelly's managing against his kid. And a line drive over the leaping Panic. And a base hit for Billy Hamilton.
Take a look at the Giants defense tonight. Behind Casey Kelly, starting in the outfield from left to right, will be Hansen, Duggar, and McCutcheon. On the left side of the infield, Longoria and Crawford. Right side, Panic and Belt. And Buster Posey will be doing the catching. And we got time here from Billy Hamilton to put on the oven mitt or whatever else is going on.
They're going to end up putting a time limit on that too. Here's Peraza hitting 286. Hamilton's got 29 steals. He's been thrown out 5 times. If Casey Kelly can keep him close, Buster's pretty good at throwing people out.
He knows these are the two guys that are going to do it. He's got 29. Peraza's got 18. The team's got 60 total.
Pop up. McCutcheon acting like he doesn't see it. And now he puts it away. And that'll bring up Scooter Gennett.
Pitcher's best friend right there.
Yeah, you thought that maybe Peraza would give Hamilton a shot to get the second with nobody out. Gennett's having a terrific year. 18 home runs, 70 runs batted in. He was an all-star. And he had a bunch of those home runs against the Giants in San Francisco. And the first pitch is wide, 1-0. Only one of these Reds hitters has ever faced Casey Kelly, and that's Suarez. And it was only one at bat. He's 0 for 1. Pretty close, but Hamilton back. Reds are 28-35 at home, and they've played 22 games against the National League West. They're 11-11. Got him. And Polino staring at Hamilton when he made the call.
And Hamilton knows that he hustles off. There's no question there. The quarterback feet coming into play there. Casey Kelly going to be quarterback at Tennessee. Yeah.
He threw it really right into the slide.
It's that Javi Baez tag right there, just right into the body. That's a big out.
Hamilton may have gone by Pat Kelly and said, I did that for you. which Jim Riggleman probably not that pleased. And he doesn't look very pleased.
He doesn't look like there's a lot of happiness right there.
Not at all.
It's a team that's been struggling scoring runs.
Two and one to Scooter Gennett. Let me see how
StatCast AI powered by AWS. You see the numbers there, and there's Gennett doing his thing.
So a 2-out base hit. And here's Suarez. "26 home runs, 88 runs batted in."
He's definitely the guy you circle in this lineup that now with Votto out, that you don't want to beat you with the numbers he's been able to throw up this year. It's going to be another test back in the stretch is Kelly, but just got to get one more out. There's a look at Votto.
Up the middle and a base hit. It's almost odd now where you're surprised when you see a ball go up the middle for a base hit. Here's our BioFreeze moment, powered by BioFreeze. Cool the pain. Saturday against the Pirates, Casey Kelly in his season debut, 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He threw 58 pitches, and he became just the 3rd pitcher in San Francisco history to pitch 5+ innings in relief in his team debut.
He looked good when he's on. He's efficient. He's only thrown 11 pitches here, and he's got 2 outs.
First pitch is a bit high to Preston Tucker. Gennett at second, Suarez at first. This is hit high into the air into right field. And that'll end the inning. Well, 3 singles and nothing for the Reds. Longoria, Crawford, and Panik coming up.
Corner Brewing Company. Enjoy a Big Wave Golden Ale or Longboard Lager today.
Here's Longoria, who looks at a pitch inside. Longoria, followed by Crawford and then Panik. Longo hitting .250. 12 home runs, 39 runs batted in. When it's all said and done, this will be an injury-shortened season for Longoria. Certainly not his fault. Hit by a pitch in Miami. balls and 1 strike. DeSclafani doesn't mess around either. He gets the ball back and looks for a sign. That's a broken bat pop-up. Barnhard, and he makes the catch. Well, interleague play is back. It'll be the Rangers in town, and on Saturday the 25th of August, the first 35,000 fans, they're going to receive either a Buster Posey or Brian Wilson bobblehead, courtesy of AAA, commemorating the very first ever Buster hug. Buy directly from the Giants at sfgiants.com.
That's a good bobblehead.
Yeah.
Oh, the beard.
No, not anymore.
No.
Crawford at 274 with 11 home runs. 45 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. He's 1 for 3 lifetime against DeSclafani.
That's nice, easy 94. He's running up there 94, 95. Minimal effort.
Crawford off his foot. 1 and 2.
The slider. It's funny to look at a guy like this, especially right-handers, just that it's a 2-pitch mix guy as a starter and be as good as he's been these last few starts. And the Reds like to play him for him. They score a lot of runs when he's on the mound.
Crawford chases a high fastball at 94, and that's the first strikeout. And that'll bring up Panic. Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. So Joe Panic at the plate with 2 outs. Joe usually gets things heated up before the New York trip. So he's got 3 games to get it going. He's not happy with a .236 batting average. 1 ball and 1 strike. Has only faced this starter 1 time. He's 0 for 1. Here he shoots it to left, but it's Tucker moving back, and that'll be the inning. So 22 pitches here in the first 2 innings. Barnhart's going to lead things off.
Redwood Credit Union offers full-service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
Here in Cincinnati, it's a 0-0 ball game. Casey Kelly allowed 3 singles in the first and got away with it. Here's Tucker Barnhart. Out of play. By the way, at some point in this game, Preston Tucker and Tucker Barnhart are going to be a problem for me.
I don't think you're alone in that one.
It's going to happen. He's going to be Preston Barnhart before it's said and done. And there's the pitch that's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mason Williams on deck. And then Casale. We are in the second. Driven to left. It's a hot park. Hansen is going to come up short as it bounces up against the wall. And Barnhart's got a leadoff double. I'll say this for Casey Kelly. He's not making it easy for himself.
Now, you mentioned at Hot Park, ball's up in the zone. Just enough for these lefties to get some good extension there. Great hustle by Hansen trying to make a play. Unable to get it just off the end of the glove. Gets the ball back in, but now you're in management yet again, trying to get some outs.
Williams hitting .281 with a home run. He's got 4 runs batted in. Overshift is on. And a swing and a miss. These Reds hitters are going after that.
They're
first
aggressive
pitch a lot.
They're aggressive. They're 3rd in the National League in hitting. They hit .257 as a club. They let it fly.
At the knees, 0-2.
That's one of the adjustments Casey's going to have to make too on this mound. This is traditionally a little bit flatter mound, so it's tough to get the ball down in the zone with your off-speed stuff. Fastball you can make up with it because of your arm speed, but when you're trying to place those changeups, sometimes they have some carry, and that's what he left up to Tucker.
Line drive, 1 out.
Shift special.
Adam Ball always helps. Here's Kurt Casale. Casale's hitting at .300 with 3 home runs. Casale is 21 for 70. And a breaking ball for a called strike. David Benzer, Strikeout Fear Foundation. He's here tonight with 150 cancer survivors, doctors, and patients. Benny is a cancer survivor and one of our camera operators in the Bay Area for the last 35 years. This is driven to right center field, and nobody's going to get there. Coming in to score is Barnhart. As Casale knocks in the first run of the game. It's 1-0. Like that pitch might have been up a little bit.
Up a little bit. Good piece of hitting there. Catches it off the end of the bat, but muscles it. Has just enough to get it over. Out of the reach of McCutcheon hustling over, trying to make a play. Kind of just dumps in there, but nonetheless, 1 across for the Reds.
Scalfani's going to be asked to bunt, I think. Now he shows bunt. And he takes it high, 1-0, with Hamilton on deck. Casey Kelly takes a deep breath, trying to settle things down. There's the bunt. Foul. And a new baseball. That's 1 ball and 1 strike.
He's throwing strikes. He's around the zone, but he has given up those 5 hits. He's just not locating. The location's not where he wants it to be, but he is mixing it up. Just got to take the outs when they're giving them to you. This would be a great one for right in front of the home plate. The old buster down to second base.
That's right. Longoria coming in at third. There's a breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-2. That's the pitch you'd like to get when you're trying to bunt. Scafani is hitting .214, so he can swing the bat a little bit. Not that time. And there's the first strikeout for Kelly.
Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants in your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Billy Hamilton lined one right over the leaping Joe Panik to open up the bottom of the first.
What's his average against the Giants? It's got to be like 800.
Absolutely. I say it every time we get here. We used to do the keys of the game, and always our key was keep Billy Hamilton off the bases,
off the bags.
and he'd be on 5 times.
Yeah, good idea. Let's not do that.
Check swing roller. And Longoria throws high and belt with those 16s, keeps the foot on the bag, and that'll end the inning. Duggar, Kelly, McCutchen coming up. Togo, brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Rami. Wednesday in Los Angeles, Perkis Hernandez, his throw to the plate to nail Brian Dozier after the initial call was overturned. 94.9 miles per hour. Gorkis put a toe plate on.
Oh.
Buster said it right away.
Buster said challenge. Holland had him pumped out from behind home plate, backing him up. He had a good view of it.
Yeah, he did. Here's Duggar. Duggar, Kelly, McCutchen. And it's low and away. Duggar hitting .262 with a home run. He's got 12 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. Duggar, in a lot of ways, trying to figure out this thing about hitting at the big league level.
It's on the job training. It's a do-good league. It's tough.
Lines it down the left field line. Is this a do-gooder? It is. And Duggar with a leadoff double and the first hit for the Giants.
See ball, hit ball, get it where it's pitched. Fastball up and away, goes with it. Sends it to left, and with his speed, easy double. You automatically start thinking 3 when you see it get down in that corner. But Tucker quickly over to get that. Preston Tucker, that is.
Let's be specific here. Well, let's see how Casey Kelly can do when you try to lay down a bunt.
first rounder back in the day when I was with the Red Sox, 2008. Drafted him as a shortstop, so he should be able to handle it.
He takes high. So he's a converted infielder.
He was. I remember he was one of the first guys, I think, that they let him play shortstop right after the draft in short season, and then he would pitch a little bit as well, and I think they just quickly turned him into a pitcher after that.
Bunts it, and it is a good bunt. And on the second pitch, he gets the job done.
The Giants will take on the Diamondbacks Monday the 27th through Wednesday the 29th. On Monday, August 27th, it's Irish Heritage Night. Your special event package includes a ticket to watch the Giants take on the Diamondbacks. Also receive an Irish-themed Giants expandable backpack. Visit sfgiants.com/special events for tickets.
Looking for your where's your backpack?
I mean, their backpack's a big theme.
Yeah.
I got mine. Don't worry, it's here. It's here.
Yeah, you're just looking a little worn. You might be picking up one of those. As McCutchen takes outside with the tying run at third. Infield is playing back, with the exception of Suarez. Barnhart about halfway. Down the right field line, headed into the corner. Foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. McCutchen bounced out to third to lead off the ball game. He's 3 for 14 in his career against DeScalfani. Up the middle, and a base hit, and this game is tied. It's pretty interesting that the Reds are not a team that overshift on McCutchen, and he's hit about 25 of those, exactly what he hit just there, and they've been outs.
You're right. You're right. Thought you'd see it there, but they're not playing right behind second base, and you'll take the knock, easy hit. Great job of picking him up, and that's the kind of baseball you want to see. Get him on, get him over, get him in. Everybody did a job there, and now you've turned the lineup over.
And here's Hansen, who ropes one into center field, a base hit. So 3 hits in the inning. And here's Buster Posey.
Hansen loves that first pitch, huh?
Yes, he does. He is very aggressive. Here's Buster, who drew a walk in the first. On the ground, foul on the first pitch. That fastball ran in on the hands of Buster Posey. It's no balls and 1 strike.
Had a funny sound, like you need to check the lumber.
Yeah, it did.
I guess it passed the test. But I like it. I like be aggressive. You know you're getting a fastball or a slider, and the slider is just a put away nasty pitch at times.
Back with another fastball that's outside. Giants with good speed on the bases. No, 2 balls and a strike. McCutchen, having spent all those years in Pittsburgh, has played a lot of games in this ballpark.
This is a place you can. It's a lot like Colorado and Arizona. You gotta stay with the swing that you normally have. You don't want to get big and get long here on these swings that will get you out. Just square it up. It's going to go somewhere nice in a park like this.
Good swing by Buster Posey, 2-2. Belt is on deck. Giants tied it here in the third. Now they're trying to take the lead.
Now Buster's trying to do something here. 2 strike protect. spoil the good sliders, get a fastball.
So now it's 3-2, and I would not be shocked if both runners are going. Three and two. Runners go. Got him. They're going to go down to second, and they got Hansen at second base. Giants tie it up. It's 1-1. Memorable. To vote for tonight's matchup, go to NBCSportsBayArea.com or on Twitter at NBCS Giants. Winner of this round will be announced on Giants Postgame Live. Now vote for your favorite moment between Matt Cain's perfect game or Hunter Pence in 2012. A 9-0 win over the Cardinals in Game 7. Pence's base-clearing broken bat double. Scudero caught the last out in the rain. Hit the bat 3 times. That could only happen to that guy, Hunter Pence. And this was a pop-up that none of us will soon forget. In the rain. Improbable, but you guys did it.
Oh. Couldn't have stopped playing there. I mean, swimming at second base for Scudero. Got it with a.
Who was the guy before Romo?
Unfortunately, it was me, and I couldn't close it out. Such is my legacy.
A little slippery out there.
It was pouring.
Well, plus,
goodness,
everybody's yelling, right? Just throw strike. Well, I'm trying.
Yeah.
This is lined up the middle for a base hit. Hey, Rich Waltz is here, sitting in for John Miller and Dave Fleming. There's Rich. He's going to join Javi Lopez here for innings 4, 5, and 6. Rich, born and raised in the Bay Area, longtime broadcaster for the Marlins. Here tonight and tomorrow night, and Sunday and Monday. Well, Casey Kelly cannot keep from having a stressful inning, as here's Scooter Gennett. And the first pitch is wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Gennett, he lined down the right field line for a base hit in the first. Swinging a foul out of play.
Peraza is already shortening up the lead a little bit. Kelly picking off Hamilton to start the game. Now, these are the two guys that are going to run. These guys, they're going to do some things. He's got to check on them still, but you start shortening up when you see your fastest guy get picked off.
And the 1-1. And Jeanette takes a strike on the outside corner.
Great pitch. Good two-seam action, good sink. Now that opens up the inside corner if he wants to go in there or chase down in the zone. Because little guys like the ball up, I feel like.
I think you're right. Down low.
Good pitch. See if he chase something down.
Got the beef coming up. That's Suarez. And a quick toss. Very close.
Yeah. Belt's taking a peek.
I think the Reds are a little surprised at the quick move by Casey Kelly.
If they were thinking about something, you're definitely rethinking it now. You want to do some action here.
On the ground to Longoria is going to be the only play at first, and Peraza will go down to second. Your instincts take over on guarding third.
You have to. I think that's one of the things that I don't think you pick up on, those little nuances when you watch the game at home. But Casey Kelly hustling over when there's a free base, especially with a guy that can run. There's always a place to be on the diamond.
So Suarez is going to hit. He singled in the first.
You got a base to play with here.
And he goes right at him with a strike, and it's 0-1. See a guy like Suarez take that pitch, you're thinking maybe he was thinking about something other than a fastball. Or he could have been just taking all the way. You never know. Hitters. One ball and one strike.
It doesn't seem extremely comfortable the way he stands in the box, just so straight up with the legs too, locking him out.
He does give a little bit when the pitcher starts to come to the plate in his knees, but not a lot. Wish that guys that stood straight up like that, they like the ball up. He may be pitching him the way you're talking about. It's 3-1.
Yeah, get some chase, get something down. RBI guys are going to want to keep getting those stakes, maybe get him out of his swing path and get him to chase something, but definitely don't need to give in.
No swing on the appeal, so there's the walk, and it's the first one by Casey Kelly. Here's Preston Tucker. Tucker hit a fly ball to McCutcheon to end the first. So you got two left-handed hitters coming up, Tucker and then Barnhart. In tight, 1 ball and no strikes. Peraza runs well. He's at second. inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield pretty much straight away. Crawford the only Giants defender that is in an overshift. He is not directly to the other side of second. That foul. 1 and 2. So I say this, he's not afraid to get into the strike zone.
No, he's definitely, he has the ability to command it. He's shown it. It's just a matter of how to locate it or control the zone. He hasn't commanded it yet, I should say. He's not putting the ball where he wants to, but he's working in good counts. Tucker will swing. We saw it in Atlanta. He likes to let it fly.
Got a piece, and over top of the glove of Buster Posey, it's 1 and 2.
There it is again. That change up just up a little bit, just kind of pushing it. It's a flat man to kind of do. But Tucker's doing a lot of, we saw with Connor Gillespie going down, getting some dirt on the hands, and then going. He's a no batting glove guy. And his stance kind of reminds me of Lance Berkman, the way he stands.
Good call. To right field. McCutcheon is going to get there and make the catch. And he'll throw back to first.
It's time for Lowe's whole team together. Lowest team ERA since June 1st in the majors. Astros, Indians, and your San Francisco Giants are 3-4-1, followed by the Red Sox and Dodgers.
Yeah, Bruce Bochy said on his pregame show that he was really proud of his pitching staff. He said he just wants to see quite a bit more out of the offense. Those are the fireworks for after the game.
Look at that. They got their own barge. It's awesome.
It's the best.
Do it.
I know. Barnhart doubled past Hansen in left field. And he goes after that first pitch and he fouls it out of play. I do love this park. I think they did a great job. But one thing I wish they would have done is lowered the bleachers in right field so you could see the river.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That is part of the beauty of this park, is where it's built. And he gets the call on the inside corner.
Real nice curveball there. Jump ahead in the count. There's a view. That's our view.
It is our view.
Pretty much.
They did a great job with this park. Hitters would agree. Pitchers, maybe not so much.
No.
That's what was impressive about Johnny Cueto's numbers.
No question. Be able to do what he did in this park. This is not a place you wanted to pitch when you were having to face Adam Dunn and Griffey and even Sean Casey, even the mayor launching some balls out of here.
1 and 2 to Barnhart. Foul back. We'll do it again.
And that's even before you had Bruce and Votto you had to deal with. I mean, they had a long line of lefties that were coming in here thumping.
Brandon Phillips took advantage of this park. He left the game quickly, didn't he? 1 and 2. To right field. McCutcheon there again. And pitching through traffic today, Casey Kelly. Rick Waltz will be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 1-1.
man next to me, taking us to their next few innings, is Rich Waltz. Welcome aboard.
Well, it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be asked by the Giants to fill in. And look, moments before, and I've been on radio, moments before I started on radio, the door opens and someone yells, "John Miller, John Miller." And it's Joe Morgan looking for his old partner.
As he should be.
And so he walks in and he goes, he looks at me, he says, "You're not John Miller."
Well, I certainly hope not, right?
Here's Belt leading off in the fourth, and he takes a strike from DeSclafani. No, John Miller is on assignment.
He's always on assignment.
David B. Fleming on assignment.
He's on his Little League assignment. And
Belt against the shift splits the needle into right field with a base hit. And the Giants swinging the bats well here lately against DeSclafani after a quiet first 2 innings.
Fleming loves going to Williamsport. He says great time. I've never been up there. I've never done any of those things, but he says that's a place where if you have an opportunity to take your young kids and whatnot to take in some ball games, it's a fun place.
If you get an assignment, that's a great assignment to have. Although for me, this is a great assignment, having grown up in the Bay Area. Here is Evan Longoria. Longoria popped out in the second. Andrew McCutchen with an RBI single in the third, the only Giant run in a 1-1 game. And the man they call Disco, DeSclafani, with a breaking ball for a strike. DeSclafani, a guy that features that good live two-seamer that can really be a dive bomber at times. Longoria out in front. He's starting to throw a breaking ball. And the Reds have had him start to elevate the ball a little bit because they say in this new age of launch angle and guys trying to lift the ball, suddenly the letter high fastball for him is a more effective pitch.
Yeah, that's how you beat the slug, I guess, is what you always think about when slugging to neutralize that, or fastballs up in the zone, pitches up. But he's a two-pitch guy. That's one of the things that's kind of amazing about him. Fastball, slider, and it's just his ability to locate. He's going to go as well as that slider is. That's his chase pitch. That's his out pitch. And that fastball's just got carry at the top of the zone. And we were talking about earlier, Cincinnati's got a flatter mound. So it's been, Kelly's been around throwing strikes, controlling it, but he hasn't commanded the zone yet. And he's been working in and out of trouble, but it takes some getting used to this mound.
I think the Giants are just happy they don't have to face a left-hander, because in that Dodgers series, even though the Giants won 2 of the 3 ball games, Kershaw, Wood, and Ryu, if you add everything together, 19 innings, 21 strikeouts, and 2 runs. But they won 2 of 3, did the Giants.
Won 2 of 3, exactly right.
Well, they waited.
And a chance at the sweep. You had the chance, you had tied it up. And
waited around long enough to get into that Dodger bullpen. Longoria, a long look down to third. Ron Wotus. Bruce Bochy looking across the diamond at some familiar faces. Both he and Jim Riggleman and Pat Kelly were minor league managers in the same system for the Padres. Sharp ground ball, and that's probably 2. Jeanette with a turn. When DeSclafani is on, he will get ground balls just like that.
He sure will. And the Reds carry a lot of confidence. When you look at it here, Longo just gets beat just enough. Easy turn for Peraza and Scooter Jeanette, and got him in plenty of time. Pitch counts for both guys have been really good as well. I mean, I don't see anything. I see these guys kind of going deep into the ball game.
And they both seemingly are coming from the same playbook, and then they work quickly. Get the ball and throw it. Crawford now, he struck out back in the second.
It's a rare changeup that you'll see there just to keep somebody off the fastball, but you got to figure it's coming back into play here.
This, of course, for you was and the Giants, and I said this during the Posey at bat, this was a great memory coming back to this ballpark where you guys came storming back in 12. And Posey had the grand slam in game 5. Crawford pulls it. Jeanette has it on to first, and DeSclafani looked like he did back in the first and the second. One apiece in Cincy. 5. Javi, you were there. This was the finish. Sergio Romo punches out Scott Rowland.
Yeah. We were talking about before the game started. It was a backup slider. One pitch that you can always seem to get away with is the backup slider, and sure enough, Sergio throws it up there. The at bat that he had battle Jay Bruce, 12 pitches. There were some heart attack moments during that series. There's no question about that.
You lose 2 at home to start a 5-game series. That's not a good thing. There's a first pitch of the bottom of the 4th and a strike there for Casey Kelly. And then, I mean, game 3 was not easy. That was heart stopping. 10 innings, a 2-1 win. Lincecum's relief in game 4 was a godsend. That was terrific. And then Buster had the slam, and you guys won 6-4 in game 5. Mason Williams takes outside.
The reaction from Ryan Hannigan, I think, is still my favorite. When Buster gets the grand slam off of Latos and he just turns his back in disgust and starts walking back towards where the Reds is on the ground here.
Giants on this shift, and that's Crawford to his left, and he makes the play. Well, I mean, I figured that when Buster was up with runners first and second, I thought everything was aligning because Latos gave up the grand slam. When the Reds wanted to get younger, and it feels like they've been wanting to get younger every year, they traded Matt Latos to the Marlins for Anthony DeSclafani.
That's right.
Kirk Casale now with DeSclafani on deck.
And Latos is now starting fights in, what was it, Canada, I think it was?
The Mexican League
or Mexican,
the
Canadian
one of those.
League. Yeah, it was one of those.
Casale an RBI single. He fouls that one back. Casey Kelly, one of the things that both Kurt Young and Matt Hergis have talked about is his arm action, his arm slot, his release point, very consistent. It's really hard to pick the ball up out of his hand. And he's a battler. He does not have overpowering velocity.
Those are the things you kind of learn, I think. It's the hardest thing to tell a pitcher what you see and what you think they are, and then have them believe into that. And I think that's.
It's right back at him into center field. That's the 7th hit for the Reds.
You know, some guys think that they're going to be strikeout guys. Some guys think that they're going to be power pitchers. He's understood that he's going to be a guy that's going to be around the zone, mix it up, change speeds, and just pitch. A lot of guys just think that they can go in and overpower, and some guys are blessed with that ability. But Casey's been able to, you know, over his career, hasn't been the trajectory that initially you would think out of a first rounder, but he's able to still be up here now and pitch in front of his dad and be in the big leagues.
DeSclafani squares. He did not get a bunt down back in the 2nd, and he takes high. And I mentioned this over on radio, but everybody assumes when you have Tommy John surgery that you're back in 12 months and good as new, and it doesn't always happen. And for Casey Kelly, he was injured most of 2012, had the surgery in 13, and missed most of 14. You take a developing pitcher, and remember, much like the guy he replaced in the start tonight, there's a look at his dad, Pat Kelly. Much like Derek Rodriguez, he was not a pitcher going into the Red Sox organization. He was a shortstop and a quarterback, actually.
Right.
Who
yeah, he's going to go to Tennessee
to play both. When an SEC team thinks enough of
doing
you
some things, right?
to say you can play both, that's Todd Helton like, right? Helton,
that's very true.
Helton did that at Ole Miss, or excuse me, at Tennessee.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad.
But that's his highlight reel, is actually one pass. I remember watching Helton's highlight reel. One pass, and then it's lead blocking for the running back on a reverse.
Yeah, that Peyton Manning showed up. Throw behind the runner. It was Seth Smith, who ironically played with Helton in Colorado, who was Eli Manning's backup.
Correct, yeah.
And played both baseball and football. And so the Rockies had both Manning backups for a while on the same team. Kelly out of Sarasota. DeSclafani still bunting. And it's going to go foul. And they count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I never get that, why they have to have a ball change there. Home plate umpire taking a look. Ryan's checking it out, making sure it's no good, and ends up getting rid of it. I mean, the guy just barely hit it into the dirt, but why not? Endless supply of new balls.
Well, they slap a sticker on it and they can sell that for charity.
There you go.
So it goes to a good cause, Javi. And Posey did a nice job of letting that one creep foul as well. Goes as a strikeout. Casale back to first, and here comes Billy Hamilton. Very special tribute to 49er legend Dwight Clark, featuring letters from fans reflecting on the catch, Tuesday at 8 on NBC Sports Bay Area. Letters to 87 includes letter writers as well as Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, Eddie DeBartolo, and Keena Turner. It's presented commercial free by Toyota, and if you like me, if you grew up in the Bay Area, you know where you were when you saw the catch. Billy Hamilton takes outside.
Had an opportunity to play golf with him a couple times. The Giants used to have a giant 49er shootout down at Pebble Beach before the Pro-Am. And it would just be one day, it would be a little loop. You'd play 1, 2, 3, 17, and 18. And he was great.
Hamilton in the air. Hansen wanders over towards the line and makes the catch. Nice work by Casey Kelly. A run apiece. Reds, Giants.
Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Great American Ballpark, a run apiece. Giants and Reds. Rich Waltz sitting in for John Miller, Dave Fleming, both out on assignment. Javi Lopez with me. Dwayne Kuiper over on radio. He'll be back in the 7th inning. This is the Great American Ballpark. And this is Joe Panik coming to the plate. This ballpark was built back in 2003. Very different than Riverfront, which was a big concrete donut. And then Panik takes a strike. And as a kid growing up, I had no idea what Cincinnati or Pittsburgh looked like, because anytime you watched a football game or a baseball game, all you saw was the inside of the stadium or the outside. Panik slices one into left, and that's a base hit. I had no idea how beautiful Pittsburgh was until they opened that new ballpark.
Yeah, you're right. And the view that both of these cities have, when you got the water, take advantage of it, able to build the ballparks next to it, and they did a nice job here. It's a different look. It's not a traditional looking ballpark, but you look at it there, and it's a nice setup. This year they've changed the bullpens. That used to be the visitor bullpen right down there, down the right field line. Now that's the Reds bullpen, and It's unique. That's the great thing about this great game of baseball is you can draw up the diamond however you want it. Make the outfield.
Duggar takes in, trying to bunt.
Make the outfield look how you want it to look. You can do all kinds of stuff, and that's the one thing that is unique to baseball, unlike all the other sports.
This is one of the few ballparks where you can see clearly two states, right? I mean, we're in Ohio, and across the river, there's Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
Giants did a great job of getting Duggar over and in the third, and now you've got Panic at first and nobody out. Duggar doubled to start that third inning. Casey Kelly with a gorgeous sacrifice bunt, and McCutchen punched a sharp single to center, and the Giants felt they really had something going. Hansen would single, and then with a full count and one out in first and second, Bruce Bochy sent the runners, and Posey struck out. A 2-0 pitch. And it was a foul tip that was held by Casale, and he threw behind the play, and instead of going for McCutchen at third, he threw to second and got Hansen on the double play. It may have surprised Hansen.
Yeah, you run to stay out of the double play, and you end up getting the double play. It's not something you see every day.
Duggar takes a strike.
Got to figure he's going to get another good pitch here. You don't want to put the guy on and make the job easy for Kelly. So you're looking for some discipline here. Duggar's learning on the fly, trying to get adjusted to big league pitching.
3-1. Good rip, good pitch, and that's that moving fastball that made DeSclafani a 6th-round pick out of the University of Florida. Though he was not the Friday starter or the Saturday starter, he was kind of a middleman. Got him, and you could see on the strike box that pitch is right at the knees and had plenty of the plate.
Yeah. He's got good command of the fastball. Fastball slider guy. I can understand maybe thinking it's going to be down, but that fastball is right in a good driving spot. Now Kelly's going to be asked to probably lay one down here. But we'll see. The guy can handle the bat a little bit.
Shortstop at Sarasota High School, and a shortstop for the first year in the Red Sox organization. Runner goes, little hit and run, foul tip, double clutch, and he's going to steal the bag. Panic in with the stolen base. Casale just hesitated. I don't think he gets him anyways. I think Panic had such a good jump. It's only his 2nd stolen base this season.
There was a cross-up with the middle infielders. They weren't even sure who was really covering the base. Either way, you got a runner in scoring position now.
Busted bat and a foul ball. All right, let's look at the jump.
Yeah, good jump. Peeking the whole way. It is a hit and run, but you're right. Look at that. You got two guys. You got 2 guys covering the bag. Thankfully, somebody caught it.
A lot of traffic. I think Peraza tagged Jeanette out.
I think he did. And Kelly's hands are stinging nicely. They're doing some maintenance there at home plate.
Well, look, he was a shortstop, but not a great hitting shortstop. After a year, the Red Sox persuaded him to take up pitching. See what he gets. 0-2. That's a strike. Little comeback breaking ball.
Backup slider.
Now this is Cincinnati, and remember the old Riverfront days. You get a look inside the concrete donut, or maybe a shot from outside from the river. And whether the Reds were playing or the Bengals were playing, you didn't often get a chance, and you can see the Bengals home there. You didn't often get a chance to see downtown Cincinnati, and the same with Andrew McCutchen's old home in Pittsburgh. McCutchen an RBI single in the third. He's had success in a lot of games in this ballpark. His 77th career game, 19 home runs. That's a pretty good clip.
Yeah, I'd say we were talking about how great it is to hit in this park. You got to stay disciplined and stay in your swing, because you see the short porch and you want to just go ahead and try to lift and elevate and take yourself out of your comfort zone. They're not shifting the way they normally do against McCutcheon. They're giving him the ground ball up the middle like he hit last time. Jeanette still on that second base side.
The Reds, even though they're having an awful year, they had 3 all-star infielders. And Jeanette and Suarez were 2 of the 3. And of course, Votto, if you're just joining us, on the disabled list. He's been nursing a sore leg after getting hit by Ryan Madsen early in the month, and he finally went on the DL today. 1-2 to McCutcheon. Check swing, a little roller. DeSclafani has it, fires the first in time to get McCutcheon. Giants leave a runner in scoring position. Still 1-1. Through. Casey Kelly, Anthony DeSclafani have worked quickly, and Kelly goes to work in the bottom of the 5th. Jose Peraza, Scooter Jeanette, Eugenio Suarez for the Reds. Kelly throws a strike. Now Matt Hergis and Kurt Young both talk about Kelly release point, arm action as being extremely consistent, and that one up the middle into center field, and that's a base hit.
Now it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. You look at KC and saluting his dad, not talking to him after that. Nice pick off here on Hamilton. Really got the game going. Probably settled him down a little bit too, getting that first out. Gets the punch out there on the pitcher, getting the ground balls, pitching around the zone, doing the things, pitching to contact, and working quickly like we talked about earlier. That's I think he's thrown 67 pitches now, so it's he's showing command. He's trying to get another ground ball here. The Giants are slowly getting a guy up in the pen, but he's been efficient. Both pitchers have.
And most of his pitches from the stretch. I mean, he's had traffic all night long. Jeanette's 1 for 2, is singled and bounced out. If you're just joining us, Pat Kelly, the interim bench coach for Jim Riggleman, longtime minor league manager and coach in the Padres and Reds organization, major league catcher at one point, kind of a journeyman. And this is the first time he's had a chance to see Casey pitch in the big leagues since his rookie year of 2012, because Pat's always been managing.
He's been working,
right?
Yeah.
He's worn out a few iPads, he said. And look, this is a big moment. Casey's mom is here. Becky, she's come in. His brother is a cross-checking scout for the Padres, Chris, and he's here. And his sister has come in for the game. Runner goes. Posey's throw on the money. Crawford's tag got him. Although Peraza is signaling to the dugout to look. And we'll take our first look as well. And Pat Kelly is on the phone to the replay room for the Reds. Here's our first look.
Sure looks out to me. I'm not seeing anything that.
Well, it's got to be definitive. The original call holds weight.
Phil Cuzzy right on top of that, but they're going to have him take a look.
And the Reds are going to challenge. That first look, obviously not definitive. The glove disappears. Buster Posey looks into the Giants dugout. And believe me, both replay rooms look at it, regardless of who's in peril. Ugh.
I see the fingertips of Crawford's glove hitting the leg before the ball gets to the base, or before his foot gets to the base. I think he's out. I mean, I don't.
So with the initial brush over the leg, you think he got him?
Yeah.
That replay review presented by Xfinity.
But my replay percentage is horrible at best, because I think he clips him right there, clips him before his foot even reaches the base.
So the answer from the umpires in New York has to be, is it definitive that he missed him with the swipe tag in order to overturn it?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm betting on Crawford here. I'm betting on the Gold Glover. But the fact that there is a play this close just shows you how well Casey Kelly's holding the runners on. And you see right there.
Now, if it's
Tom Hallion, let everybody know.
If it's call stands, there wasn't enough evidence to overturn. If it's confirmed, and there it is, call stands. So the umpires, and here's a look at the glove.
Yep.
And you just can't tell, it disappears. And so it's not definitive. The original call holds a lot of weight, and he's out in the 1-0 pitch. And Jeanette resumes the at bat, and it's 2-0.
Well, I was touching on earlier, it's Kelly holding guys on. That's a guy that has stolen 19 bases, and he was out by a good margin there.
Look, there's mystery for a guy like Kelly. Giant fans haven't seen him pitch a lot, and so I asked the Giants coaching staff about holding runners, and the thing they talked about was, hey, this guy was a quarterback, high-level quarterback, and a shortstop. Great hands, great feet, understands the running game because he was a guy that could steal bases, and he controls the game really well. And that pickoff of Hamilton in the first showed it, and a good live fastball there, and it counts 2-2.
Doesn't hurt when Dad's been behind the plate and had to work situations, and kind of teaches you those little nuances when it comes to the game about pitching and how important it is to keep those runners off base.
I asked Pat before the game, would Jim Riggleman ask him to go to the hitters meeting and talk about his son, and Pat said, well, look, he said, when I got the scouting reports and our information on Casey, I looked at it and I said, wait a minute, he throws this? When did he start throwing this? And he said, I got nothing to help the Reds hitters. And Jeanette has another hit. Boy, the Reds, in terms of hits, have had a nice night. The good news for the Giants is that Casey Kelly has managed the traffic, and that running game has been shut down. Hamilton was picked off in the first. Posey threw Peraza out here in the fifth.
He's only had one inning where he hasn't had the leadoff runner on.
And with the Giants pen ready, and of course Kelly, remember, pitched on Wednesday, 73 pitches in, and he is on his way out of the ball game. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. 1-1 Giants Reds.
form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Giants road trip continuing here in Cincinnati. They took 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. Reyes Moronta with a fastball for a strike. And he takes over for Casey Kelly, who gave Bruce Bochy 4 1/3. The numbers on Moronta, it's been an outstanding year, one of the best surprises for the Giants in 2018.
Ooh.
Suarez swings and misses.
Wicked slider there. This is a great change of pace guy. Moronta, when he's right, gets the velocity mid to upper 90s and has that breaking ball to come get you out with. He's got closer stuff. He's had a little wild hair in his nose for that. Oof.
That's a 3-pitch strikeout of a really good hitter.
Really good hitter. I think that was the one once you saw the lineup come out, no Votto being in there, that's the guy that you did not want to beat you. And he made Suarez look really, really bad right there. Really impressive.
Now, not a lot has gone right for the Reds this year, but they do score runs, especially in this ballpark. And I think for Bruce Bochy and the Giants to get 4 1/3 from Casey Kelly and just the 1 run so far, they got to be pretty pleased. 9 hits, but he pitched in trouble and around trouble.
You got to trust your stuff that it's going to be able to get people out when you need it, and he was able to do that. Control the running game was a huge part of it. Work still left to do here for Moronta, but you're right, to be able to come in, toe the rubber in this kind of atmosphere and in front of your dad and be able to do those things.
Slider misses. Tucker has flied out twice. Well, look, it's first of all, for Kelly to get back to the big leagues and to get back to the big leagues and have success, the long road from the Tommy John surgery and almost 3 seasons missed. And his teammates know that this is a big start for him, with his dad across the diamond in a Reds uniform. His entire family has flown in.
Well, this is a big stretch for the Giants. I know Kipe and I were talking about it earlier. You got your 6 games back. You got your next 16 games against teams that you should beat. If you're trying to get into a race, these are teams you need to take down. Cincinnati, the Mets, Texas, the Mets again. You sprinkle in the Diamondbacks in the middle of that, but this is 16 games where you can make a move now.
And the Reds are without Votto. They've dropped 8 of their last 11. The Mets, although, my goodness, they scored 40 runs in less than 24 hours in 2 games. They're still struggling. Moronta's breaking ball. That slider has been a great pitch. In fact, and one of the things that the Giants track with their coaching staff, empty swings. And Moronta's slider has more empty swings than anybody with the Giants. That slider, anybody out of the bullpen that comes in relief.
Yeah, talk about a guy with a consistent release point. He's got that. He's another two pitch mix kind of guy. I mean, he's going to basically throw 4-seam high velocity at you and throw that nasty slider.
Tucker swings and misses, and Moronta comes in and punches out Suarez and Tucker to the 6th. It's still 1-1. 2012, no, not postseason, but April 26th. Angel Pagano, 3-run homer, down 2, top of the 9th. It was Sean Marshall. And of course, that was the year of the happy flights. Somebody pitched a scoreless 8th inning and got the win. Javi Lopez.
Look at my Puerto Rican brother picking me up. What can I say? It was a happy flight.
You had a lot of them that year.
That didn't happen very often with the Reds.
No.
They have ownage. They've had ownage on the Giants for a long time.
Well, look,
now.
the Reds were really good.
Oh, yeah.
Back in 2012. That's when they were really coming on. Hansen gets jammed and floats one out to Jeanette. And that's the first out here in the 6th. Buster Posey, Brandon Belt coming up as well. The soft line drive out. Posey has walked and struck out. The next year, 2013, was the last year the Reds went to the postseason. They won 90 games that year and lost in the wild card game on the road against Pittsburgh. It was also their last winning season.
Talk about the ownage they've had. They were 41-29 against the Giants. 586 win percentage in the regular season. It's pretty good.
And that great moment and your win avoided a sweep here in the Natty.
Yeah, I only need about, I don't know, 300 more and I could maybe have a shot at the Hall of Fame. Starting to rain now.
Well, we thought at least the start of the game and getting this deep, we were clear of it. Bouncer to Peraza at short and throws out Posey. This area has taken a lot of moisture over the last few days. They had 5 inches, they said,
Yeah, really all summer.
out at the airport yesterday.
Yeah. It's going to make for a nice fall, is what it's going to do.
This is Buckeye territory. Here's Belt. Shift is on. And a low fastball for a strike. As he fouls it off, it's 0-1.
Looks like the Reds got some soft tossing in the bullpen going on. DeScalfani's up this next inning, so maybe we'll see.
Well, he's at 71 pitches, but you're right.
He's
if you have
comfortable.
a chance to score runs. The one thing the Giants don't want to do is do what they did in Los Angeles, and that is depend on coming back against the back of the bullpen. Belt pulls a ground ball, just fair, bobbled, flipped, and DeSclafani is there. All right, Javi. Still 1-1. Jewish heritage themed Giants beanie, admission to a pregame party. You can enjoy live cultural entertainment, food, drink specials, and of course a ticket to see the Giants and the Diamondbacks. That's a great matchup. Diamondbacks first place in the West. sfgiants.com/special events for tickets. Rich Waltz sitting in for John Miller and Dave Fleming. Busted bats. Moranta still in there, and he, with one pitch, gets Tucker Barnhart. Javi Lopez next to me, and Dwayne Kuiper will come bouncing back in the booth in the top of the 7th. And then Mason Williams to the plates. We were talking about the special from NBC Sports Bay Area, the Letters to 87, and that will air after the Mets game on Tuesday night after the Giants post game. It's something that NBC Bay Area very proud of, and I had a chance to work with Mike Krukow on a game earlier this year and ask him about Dwight Clark, and the 2 minutes from Kruk was unbelievably special, emotional, incredible. Certainly, you know, Mike has had to overcome a lot, but he talked about what the courage of Dwight Clark, the leadership of Dwight Clark, what he meant to both his team and to the Bay Area.
Yeah, there's no question. We, like I said, we had touched on it before the inning had ended. That they did a shootout, and he would be out there, and he was so personable and such a great guy. And I'm looking at him in awe because I'm just. I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up outside Washington D.C. So the Redskins in the '80s and the 49ers, and those were the teams that I enjoyed watching. And I was like, man, this is a good bunch of guys. And I got to meet Ronnie Lott, and I got to meet Dwight Clark, and I got to meet these guys. I was like, it's amazing for me. And he was just so gracious, such a great guy. You know, I mean, it's unbelievable how things happen sometimes.
Put that on your calendar. Program your DVR next Tuesday after the Giants-Mets game, after post-game live. I always love that he always told Joe Montana they don't call it the throw, they call it the catch.
Exactly right.
Casale now, and he produced the only run for the Reds. If you're the Reds, I mean, you're looking up at the scoreboard and you're saying, how is this game 1-1? The Reds are out hitting the Giants 9-5. Moranta in relief of Casey Kelly, who left with 1 out in the 5th, and there's that another empty swing, that slider by Moranta.
He's getting a lot of work, and rightfully so. Moranta's been out there for a bunch of games. He's getting a little wild at times lately, but when that slider's on, as it is right now,
Longoria on the move gets the out. And so that's going to push Mason Williams to second. Here's that spot you talked about where what do you do if you are Jim Riggleman? Your pitcher still has maybe 2 innings left in him, your starting pitcher, and that's DeSclafani. There's action in the bullpen. What do you do if you get someone in scoring position? And it looks like DeSclafani is going to swing the bat.
And he can handle the bat. I mean, he's got a good average. He's, especially for a pitcher, he can take some swings.
He's hit a grand slam this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Reds have some sneaky good pitchers that can hit now.
Slider for a strike.
I'd say the headliner would be Lorenzen, Michael Lorenzen, but they got some guys that can swing.
Well, 1 is a strike. Well, Moranta is not pitching him as if he were a pitcher. A first pitch slider, and then good zip on the fastball.
Yeah, you traditionally would see that with a position player for sure. Runner in scoring position, first pitch being off speed.
And he got him. Reyes Moranta. And this ball game still 1-1. Dwayne Kuiper back when we return to Cincinnati.
showed the dealer, and right now it's been a battle of the pitchers. Casey Kelly pitching in and out of traffic, being able to get 4 leadoff runners on base, but only 1 scoring. Scattered those 9 hits and 73 pitches. And Descalfani doing his work as well right now. 72 pitches through 6. Really throwing the ball well. It's just a matter of finding a way to squeak out a run here against these Reds.
Finding a way.
And to take you through the rest of the game, the main man, Dwayne Kuiper.
That'd be. So, where are we at here in the lineup? It's Longoria to lead things off. DeSclafani throws, and Longoria takes up and in. So for DeSclafani, that's 73 pitches. So he hasn't thrown hardly any pitches at all.
They both were very efficient. Even though he scattered 9 hits, Kelly was around and kept the pitch count where it needed to be.
Strike to Longoria, who is 0 for 2. He popped out and then bounced into a double play. The pitch. Pop up foul down the right field line and out of play.
Good chase slider down and away. Took all the sting out of Longoria's bat. You see Melanson getting hot. Nice job by Maranta.
Very nice. Going to calm things down. Just a bit high. It's 2-2. Crawford on deck. Sharp ground ball on the backhand. Peraza. 1 out. Well, MLB.TV is now available at a lower price for $49.99. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, you get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this brand new special offer. 1 out. Here's Crawford with Joe Panik to follow. And it's down low. You always get involved in these games when you come to a very lively park and you start thinking, well, this is just going to be home run derby. Well, here we are. It's 1-1. Crawford bounces it to the second baseman, Jeanette. 2 down. And here's Panik.
Just a well-pitched game. Not many hard-hit balls going for the Giants right now. A lot of confidence out there on the mound for Descalfani. He's out there just mixing it up. 2-pitch mix. It's all it's been, but his location's been on. Throwing that waist-high fastball, chest-high fastball that hitters are seeing so well, and then being able to throw that slider off of that.
Panik flipped it into left for a base hit in the 5th. One ball and 1 strike. Duggar to follow. Tapped back to where it came from, and another quick inning and another quiet inning for the Giants bats. Top of the order coming up.
to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Here in Cincinnati, it remains 1-1. We've got a new pitcher for the Giants when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Mark Melanson taking them out for the 26th time for the Giants. Come on through one inning out in LA. Got a good feel when he's going right. He's going to throw the cutter, curveball for Chase, but lots and lots of cutters that he picked up from old Mariano Rivera.
Every once in a while, you get a look at just the inside of the right elbow of Melanson. You see that really nasty scar that he's got. Maybe it's not something that you actually want to look for, but it does kind of pop out at you. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton is 1 for 3. Swing and a miss. I guess if you pitch long enough, there's always that maybe more likelihood that you're going to have a scar there. You never did.
No, thankfully.
Hamilton takes low. If you face Hamilton, you like to have him hit the ball in the air. He has once tonight. Hit a fly ball to left field in the 4th. Tapped behind home plate. It's 1-2. Peraza and then Jeanette.
It's fun to watch these two guys play center field with Duggar, cover a lot of ground. Hamilton, how shallow they both play.
Yes, they really do. Got him. Hamilton asking home plate umpire if that was a strike. Either you can be a smart aleck and say, yeah, you swung at it, or you can be honest and tell him if he had swung at it, if it was a strike or not. There's Peraza, who's 2 for 3.
Either way, a big out.
There's 14 hits in the game and 1 extra base hit. That was a double by Barnhart. And he scored the only Reds run. Melanson throwing the ball downhill. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's coming out good. Good life to it. Breaking balls have some bite. Encouraging signs.
A bunt. Right back to where it came from. 2 down.
The Diamondbacks are in town for a 3-game series, August 27th through the 29th. On Tuesday, August 28th, it's Bruce Lee tribute night. A purchase of a special event ticket package will get you watch Giants take on the Diamondbacks and receive a Bruce Lee Flying Man snapback hat. Visit sfgiants.com/special events for tickets.
The old snapback.
Look at that
cap. Yeah, you got to get one of those.
Oh, that.
You got to.
That I could definitely.
You got to get on the first tee with Vogie with that on.
Oh, that's done.
There's a pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes.
I'll get him the 2-5. He missed out on the 2-5.
Yeah, he'll wear that backwards.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeanette 2 for 3. Melanson doing the right thing, keeping the ball away from Jeanette. Down the left field line, headed into the corner, and it's going to hit up against the wall. And that'll be the 3rd hit for Jeanette, and this one's a double. And one way is you keep him in the park.
There's a guy that was hitting 226 in the month of August. Doesn't look like it tonight.
Yeah. Just really went with that pitch very nicely. So now Melanson will be facing Suarez. He's 1 for 4 lifetime against Melanson. He does have a base to play with. We went through this with Casey Kelly in the 3rd inning, and Kelly just kind of pitched around him.
You got to wonder if he's taken here. He took against Maranta. First pitch went right down the middle with a fastball. You got to figure he's ready to go with a runner in scoring position. He's going to be a little more aggressive.
And he takes a strike.
Perfect pitch. Perfect pitch right there. Pitcher's pitch located away. See it here with a little bit of cut to it. Nice job by Mark. Get ahead in the count.
Nice play, Buster, as he comes out of his crouch.
How's he do it sometimes, huh?
Tell you what, he's been doing that since the day he got here.
No doubt. That's Yadi Molina. It's sticking to the pad. It's chest protection.
That's true.
He'll be looking for it.
And a high fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's maybe where Buster wanted it. Tucker on deck. That would be Preston Tucker. 2-1. Melanson gets the sign from Posey. Buster set up auto to the plate and a bouncing ball up the middle. Good Crawford. Side retired. That's where you want the ball hit to. Duggar. The pitcher spot. McCutcheon coming up. Dealers on this date in Willie Mays history. 52 years ago, Mays hit career home run number 535, and he passed Jimmy Fox for second on the all-time home run list. 45 years later in 1993, Mays hit the final home run of his career, 660 at Shea Stadium off of Don Dullett.
That's it, 660.
Yeah, 660. Here's the 0-1 to Duggar. Duggar, who doubled in the third, struck out looking in the fifth, takes the ball inside with Hunter Pence on deck. High down the right field line, into the corner, moving over and catching is Williams, who got a good jump. 1 out. So here's Pence.
Got jammed just enough. Just enough. Enabled him to get over there, make a nice play.
Yeah, a little too much air underneath that fly ball. And here's Pence with McCutcheon on deck. And Hunter Pence taps it foul, and it snowballs in 1 strike. A lot of hits early. Not a whole lot late as Pence goes around. It's 0-2. 87 pitches for DeSclafani. And the 0-2. 1-2. Dodgers in Seattle tonight. Arizona and San Diego. Colorado leading Atlanta 3-1 in the 5th. Jeanette on the 1 hop. Throws out Pence, 2 down. And here's McCutcheon.
The assist from the pitcher, the 0-1 to 4-3. Seen that a few times.
So that hit.
Oh yeah.
DeSclafani.
Off the glove, slowed it down, put a little English on it.
McCutcheon with an RBI single in the 3rd. They're going to go in, foul back. It's 0-1. So that's a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Look at this, the starting pitcher. 92 pitches. He's got to fetch that ball. Barnhart, where are you? Now away, and he missed his spot. It's 0-2.
Taking shots at the umpire. Look at Blakeney's like, what is happening here? You guys are picking on me.
Oh, 2 pitch. 1-2. Hansen on deck.
Wotus down there just looking for some action.
He is. He's very
Just
lonely.
pacing. He's just pacing back and forth in that box.
Sharply into the glove of Suarez for a base hit.
Now you can finally stare at Bochy and get a sign.
The first hit since Panic led off the 5th with a hit.
Tough play for Suarez there. Riggleman on the hop too. No Walt Weiss slow walk.
I love Walt Weiss, but man, am I glad he's not running out there.
Talking over the situation.
How do you feel?
Giving the big fella words of encouragement. There he goes. Hustling back off. Walt would have probably just gotten there by now.
He had to have had some advice, Walt Weiss, on going out there. And whoever it was bad advice. Hansen 1 for 3. And in the first pitch, a big wild swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Buster Posey on deck. We are in the 8th. Giants trying to do something after 2 outs. McCutcheon's got 9 steals. He has been thrown out 6 times.
Jared Hughes getting hot. Calisthenics down there. There we go.
McCutcheon goes. Not a great jump. It gets away. And McCutcheon's going to steal it. And that's his 10th. And a ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Great jump. Head down. Straight steal. Not worried about anything. It's one of those. Now you wish you could tell the guy somehow, some way. Ball's gotten by the catcher, but
not enough time and too much going on.
But a runner in scoring position, and Wotus is now excited.
Hansen's been pretty good in these spots. And tight. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, he does have a little clutch gene in him.
He does.
He's been putting on this orange and black.
Two and 2 for the fact that he's not an everyday player. He's got 34 RBIs.
He's hitting 346 in these situations for the season. So he's comfortable in this count and in this situation.
And stays alive. And it remains 2 and 2. '99. That'll be the 99th pitch coming up.
He's just looking to spoil the slider, take advantage of something over the middle of the plate, and put barrel to it.
So it's 3 and 2. And now for DeScalfani, the most important pitch that he's going to throw all night is going to be pitch number 100. Got him. The ball gets away. Hansen's going to reach, and Posey's going to hit.
Developing situation. Now Riggleman's probably going to have to make a move. Let's see if he comes out of there. Here he comes. Now the slow walk.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. We'll be back.
broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. Or you could just be at the ballpark like these people right here.
Be at the park, be at the yard. This guy's going to take the hefty bag off. That's the 55-gallon one, by the way.
It's like he's trying to lose weight like a wrestler. Sweat.
Here's Buster Posey with the potential lead run at third with 2 outs. Hughes throws, and it's a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Kind of a herky-jerky motion.
Yeah, he's putting together a heck of a year. He's coming in hot, too. He's got 12 scoreless inning streak. As you saw flash up there real quick, a 1.31 ERA in 62 innings, just giving up 9 earned runs.
Down low. There is a gap between Barnhart and Jeanette, and we've seen Buster take advantage of that. Whether he wants to give up a little bit of his swing to do it or not, but it's there.
You'll take an RTI here too. The old run thrown in, ball to the backstop.
That's right. Chopper to short, and that'll end the inning. It remains 1-1. We have a good number of Giants fans here at the ballpark. 19,540 is the attendance. And again, this was a day filled with rain, as you see Benny in the middle of your screen sharing his nachos.
Is he though? Is he sharing?
Man,
she's streaming NBC.
Oh, absolutely.
App right there, NBC Sports app.
So it's Tony Watson when it's time for a change. Thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Look at Tony Watson's number there. Really throwing the ball well. 57th game. Great sign, great addition to this bullpen.
Irvin on the ground, the pinch hitter. Belt will take it himself. A burst of energy from Brandon Belt. 1 down. It's in there.
Sparky's going for the Gold Glove. He wants it. Quite honestly, he deserves it. He's been playing great over there.
Absolutely. I'll take him as as far as fielding, I'll take him, but as far as throwing over anybody, he can throw.
He can. He'll let you know.
Here's Barnhart. Barnhart takes a strike. Barnhart has scored the only Reds run when he doubled in the second. On the ground to third, Longoria. 2 down. And that'll bring up Mason Williams. Or will it not bring up Mason? Yes, it will. It's been 1-1 since the Giants tied the game up in the 3rd inning. Giants have had a runner in scoring position in the 5th and in the 8th. Williams is 0 for 2. And he takes a strike on the inside corner. The catcher, Kusali, is on deck. Watson about to throw pitch number 6. Cued to Longoria. He's going to have to hurry. And Belt, no. They're going to say Belt was off the bag, and Giants will take a look at this one.
Those size 18s, I think, are going to come into play here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Zoe with the quick phone call, quick check. So boys, grab the headphones. There it is, those 18s, the big boats.
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Yeah,
this will be a quick one.
It's also brought to you by Under Armour, since they're going to get a nice commercial here. Look at that. Nice job, Belt.
Yeah, Giants are walking off the field.
Not even waiting.
Mason Williams is walking off the field, and we're going to go to break. So nice play by Longoria and Belt. Belt will lead things off. It's 1-1. On Toronto FC, and it'll be on NBC Sports California at 7 p.m. The defending MLS Cup champion Toronto FC head to San Jose, also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. Here it's a 1-1 ball game. The Reds will bring in their closer when it's time for a change. Thanks, Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
So Raisel Iglesias coming on for the 50th time. You look at the numbers there: 57 Ks and 53 innings. Opponent batting average of just 196. 8 homers though. 8 homers allowed. Has a chance to get that one up here. Be great for the Giants.
As Belt steps up and he takes low. Other changes. Irvin goes out to left field after he pinch hit, and Brandon Dixon is now in right field. Here's the 1-0 to Belt. Belt hits a high pop-up foul into this Reds crowd, and it's a ball and a strike. Longoria and then Crawford. Takes low. One of the few teams that don't overshift on Belt, and they do play Peraza right behind the pitcher. Two and two.
Nasty pitch there. Bottom fell out of that pitch. Belt's gonna have to battle now with 2 strikes.
He's bounced out twice, and he had the single in the 4th. Got him. Came back with it again, and here's Longoria. Longoria is 0 for 3. A pop-up and 2 ground balls, 1 ground ball into a double play.
Such a nice changeup that he features. Looks like he hurt himself a little bit, stretching his back out or something. Iglesias on the mound for that mid to upper 90s fastball, and then being able to back it up with a changeup high 80s. Real nasty.
Yeah, very nasty. See why he is the closer. Brandon Crawford's on deck. We're in the 9th. Challenge. Longoria had a pretty good swing at it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Let me see the chart. Look for a fastball. Look for a fastball.
Against the righties, you're going to see primarily those sliders. Then the chase pitch like you saw Belt swing through was that changeup for those lefties. Then a little drop down sidearm 95.
That is a very nice live arm. This will be pitch number 10. Got him.
Another good change up there. Got him to chase. Right now Iglesias is feeling it. Well, the bottom of that just fell right out. Missed his location. Still great action on that ball. Mound presence could use some work. Unless he's hurt or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They're worried about him. So they're just going to go out and say, what's going on?
There we go. Missed him with his back a little bit, but he still had 97 under the hood.
All right, we're good. Or they're going to let him throw a couple. stuff that he had against Belt and Longoria, it's hard to imagine that. He is acting just a little bit odd.
Maybe it's an ankle or something. You hate to speculate,
but there is a reason why everybody went out there.
Yeah. Looks like he's got brand new spikes on.
Here's Crawford. Crawford at the plate with 2 outs. Crawford on the first pitch, taps it to Barnhart, and that's going to end the inning. Very quiet ninth. It's 1-1. We'll have the game for you at 4 right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. The series will continue, also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. It's a 1-1 ball game. It's been like that since the 3rd. Giants' new pitcher is Sam Dyson. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Coming off for the 59th time, Sam Dyson throwing the ball pretty well. As you can see, when he's on, he's got that sinker going, sinker command. Going to see lots of those with the changeup and the slider slash cutter coming off of that.
He'll be facing the catcher, Kurt Casale. And then Dixon, who came in on the double switch. And then Hamilton. Pitch down low. So one thing Dyson had a hard time doing in his last outing in LA was keep the ball down. There's a strike. 2 hits tonight for the Reds catcher. He's 2 for 3. Dyson, the high set and the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Oh,
that was
man.
nasty.
That was nasty. Buster couldn't even catch it. That's one as a catcher you're frustrated because that's right off the thumb. That's just,
Yeah, that was hurt.
couldn't even close the glove.
Two and 2. This is the 5th Giants pitcher tonight. Kelly, Moranta, Melanson, Watson, and now Dyson. Kelly went 4+, and he was in traffic, but managed to get out of it. Now it's 3-2, so you don't want to walk this guy. Three and two. Got him. Another nasty.
Yeah.
Sally can't believe it.
That thing was moving. It's a good job by Buster just to hold on to that. That thing came all the way across the zone.
Yep.
But a big first out, especially late in the ball game in the 9th inning like this. Get that first one headed back to the bench.
Here's Brandon Dixon. And Dixon looks at a strike.
One of the guys has made his debut this year with the Reds. They have a good number of those guys now.
Swing. You're going to miss. Another good 2. Boy, when he's on,
he's not spotting up.
It kind of has the miracle pitch, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's just throwing it to a zone at that point. It is diving.
Outside, 1-2.
The Reds have had 6 guys make their debuts this year. I guess the Giants are up there as well.
Yeah.
Make some calls to Sacramento and struck with a few of them.
Got him. So here's Hamilton.
Just a late action arm side run. And he's starting it off the plate, as you can see, and just coming back outside, outer third, swinging right over the top. That's what you want, that late life. These are the kind of hitters that'll give you fits when you have that pitch going. A little tapper off the plate or something.
Hamilton takes wide. He singled in the first. He's 0 for 3 since then.
Pretty good first pitch there. Buster wanted it, having a casual conversation. So we're going back out there again.
High to right. Inning over. Wow. 10th inning coming up. It's 1-1.
AT&T, official sponsor for extra innings.
Well, it's 1-1 here, top of the 10th, as the Giants come to bat with Joe Panik leading off. Iglesias back out there for the Reds. So whatever was ailing him last inning was not enough to make the pitching change.
So it'll be Panik. Panik with a base hit in the 5th. Here he's 1 for 3. Shoots this one up the middle. And a nice stroke by Joe Panik.
See Panik get the foot down, react early. Those guys that throw hard, you got to sit, get down and just let the hands react and go. And nice line drive swing that we've grown accustomed to seeing out of Joe Panik.
Well, here's Duggar.
Yeah, now you can do some things. You got a guy with speed at the plate. You can bunt, play a little hit and run, see what happens here.
And you can take low.
Woda's going through the signs.
Duggar's 1 for 3. 2-0. So this becomes a fairly important pitch.
Take another one of the doubles that he had to start the that rally. The only run that they got, that the Giants got in the 3rd.
Little shot down the left field line.
Yeah, you could do that here. A little fish out of water. Some space over there with Suarez playing in.
Panik diving back. Joe Panik in the 5th inning, after he opened up the inning with a base hit, he ended up stealing a bag. Duggar, see if he gets a pitch here. He hits it off the end of the bat, and it's going to carry on out to Dixon, who makes the catch. And that's going to bring up Gorkis Hernandez. So Gorkis will hit. Gorkis steps up with Panik at first and 1 out. And he takes a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Smith and Black. Smith if the Giants take the lead. Black if they don't. Panik back. The pitch. Out of play.
Good swing. Good swing. Ball just beat him to the spot. Good swing by Gorkis, though.
So Gorkis still has a pitch left. Panik with his lead on the ground, a big chopper. That's 1. Well, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a peek at that one.
Yeah, they're going to look at it.
Gorkis did a nice job hustling down the line.
This may be a rough night for Dan Bellino.
It's a nice night for Tom Halley, and he just has to walk down there, not too far. Oh, I mean, that's not close.
Well, wait till the Reds see this one on the replay. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. So that'll be a fielder's choice. Now the Reds are going back to their positions. It's kind of Hamilton and Irvin went all the way in from the outfield. So McCutcheon's going to hit with Gorkis at first. We're breaking records for fewest amount of seconds on replays.
How are we doing on mound visits? What are we at? Six all?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
McCutcheon, 2 for 4. 1 ball and no strikes. This will be pitch number 21 for the Reds closer. Just back. McCutcheon waiting. Hansen on deck. 2-0.
Good take. Hitters count. Does he challenge? That's the question.
Well, against tough pitchers like Iglesias, this is one you're looking for. It's outside 3-0.
Oh. Pitcher's pitch. He wanted it. Didn't get it. See the comeback action on this sinker. At 95, a little bit of a sidearm sling.
McCutcheon will have the green light. Shoots this one into right center field. McCutcheon's third hit, and now Hansen's coming up. Hansen in a spot like this in the 8th struck out. The ball got by Casale, and Hansen reached on the strikeout as Jim Riggleman's going to come out. I guess there was a mound visit earlier, but you get one back.
You get it back. Yeah, you get a bonus. Bonus ball, you get another one back.
Hansen singled in the 3rd.
He loves that first pitch. He's aggressive. Swung first pitch 3 of the 4 at bats tonight. He probably told him to make sure you throw this changeup belt high so he can rope it in the left.
And a strike. Ball came back on him, and it's 0-1. Hernandez at 3rd. McCutcheon at 1st. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. When you swing at a pitch like that, eventually you're going to see it again.
Yeah, that was nasty. Back-to-back nasty pitches.
May not be on this pitch.
He's got a battle. Find a way to fight off some of the nasty stuff. See if he can get something over the plate.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 10th coming up.
Ray Black coming off for the 15th time. Strikeouts 17 in those 13 2/3 innings. The opponent batting average right where you need it to be. Had a little bit of a had a little bit of a rough go in LA, but when he's right, you're going to see a fastball right around that 100-mile-an-hour mark. A nasty off-speed slider to get the punch outs. Got real good stuff. But right now, you're just trying to go out to out. One batter at a time.
Here's Jose Peraza to lead things off. Reds are pretty pleased at the spot they are in the lineup. This is their second place hitter, then Jeanette, and then Suarez. So Black, the hard thrower, going after Peraza, who's got 2 hits. And a called strike at 97, and it's 0-1. Oh, 99.
You look at the numbers there. That fastball sets everything up. There's enough variance in the speed on this off-speed stuff, and it's sharp.
3 pitches. See you later.
Getting loose.
And here's Jeanette.
And that's what you want to see on these fastballs. If you're going to go triple up on a heater, you want to miss out of the zone. Make it a chase pitch. 100 always plays, but it plays better when you got him chasing, and you're not locating it when you're up 0-2. It can be a problem.
Here's Jeanette. Jeanette takes a strike. It's no balls and 1 strike. Jeanette screws himself into the ground. It's 0-2.
What do you think he was looking for?
He was looking for something that was a little harder than that.
Wow. He's all in heater. Oh, no, breaker. Back foot. Almost did break his back foot. Now again, you want something out of the zone here.
Yeah, I guess you can get so confident out there where you think, I'm just throwing now.
Yeah, for sure.
Things are going pretty good. But I guess you do have to kind of step back and think a little bit.
You got another chance to do another chase. I mean, the guys have been seeing the ball well tonight, 3 for 4.
Got him. Jeanette tried to knock it out of Posey's glove. 2 down. It's a good try.
Yeah.
Watch Jeanette. Well, Suarez has got a pretty good idea of what's coming, at least.
And that's where you really got to bear down. 2 quick outs. Get ahead of this guy.
And he does. It's no balls and 1 strike. Oh, and 1. One ball and 1 strike.
I'd be surprised if you double up on that. Let's see. So we're going to try fastball away. All right.
Yeah, well, that would at least
It's
makes
a good
the
miss.
hitter think that
Yeah.
he's not going to be middle away the entire at bat.
Yeah.
2-2. That's why that pitch is so good, just because of the velocity he has of the fastball. You can hang it, and hitters are more so than not going to take it. Tap fouled. He backed it up. It stays at 2-2.
Real good pitch there, too. Down. Late life on it. He's got Suarez thinking.
Bit of an overthrow. It's 3-2. Irvin is on deck.
Still another scenario you don't need to give in here. You got 2 outs. Execute your pitch.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. Is Black strikes out the side. For the Giants, Posey, Belt, and Longoria coming up.
AT&T, official sponsor for Extra Innings.
Here in the 11th inning, it's 1-1. And David Hernandez is the new pitcher. Seen him in a number of different uniforms, including the Giants uniform during one spring training.
Yeah, he came in the spring from the area, from just outside San Francisco.
Yep.
But you look at the numbers there, throwing the ball really, really well. Opponent batting average being 193. The velocity's not what it used to be, but he can still get up there low to mid-90s, which you're going to get a four-seam fastball. But his out pitches are really a big curveball, low 80s there, and an occasional cutter.
Here's Buster Posey. Buster is 0 for 3. And he takes low. Buster drew a walk in the first inning. Then a strikeout and a couple of ground balls. Two and 0. Belt on deck.
One pitch, one spot, 2-0 count.
3-0. Buster 2 for 14 against Hernandez. There's a strike. Buster took that one. If he sees that one again, he will not take it. Really going out on a limb on that one. 3-1. Wrapped into left center field. Hamilton got a good jump. He's going to dive and make the catch. Hamilton lays out and takes a hit away from Posey. And that'll bring up Brandon Belt.
Good jump. See him hustle over.
There wasn't any point that I think that that was a base hit.
No.
Once it left Posey's bat, I said that's an out. Here's Belt. Belt is 1 for 4. And he takes low. Back. No overshift for Belt, but Peraza still playing Belt to pull. There's the defensive alignment. Outfield straight away. Just a bit high to Belt. It's 2-1. 18 hits in the game, 8 for the Giants, 10 for the Reds. Belt goes the other way. It's going to be foul and up against that sidewall. It's 2-2.
This is a time when you're in the bullpen, you're just having a real good time. Everyone's left. You, a couple catchers are down there. Bullpen coach. Trying to come up with things, somebody to talk to. Smitty and Ty Block are probably trying to come up with some sort of conversation at this point.
Takes high, 3-2. Three and 2. Got him. And here's Longoria. Longoria is looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 4. That's up and in. No swing. And a healthy rip and a pop-up that's out of play. So Will Smith is throwing in the bullpen.
Part of being the closer. Play catch every inning in these extra inning ball games.
There's Garrett playing catch. One and two to Longoria. And they'll end the inning. Bottom of the 11th coming up. It's 1-1. Irish Heritage Night. Your package is going to include a ticket to see the ball game in an Irish themed Giants expandable backpack. sfgiants.com/special events. So Ray Black stays into the ball game. After striking out the side in the 10th inning. It'll be Irvin to lead things off, Philip Irvin. And a swing and a miss. So Black threw 14 pitches in the 10th. Look out. 1 ball and 1 strike. Barnhart is on deck. The pitch. Breaking ball hammered. Left center field. It is out of here. And this one is over. Philip Irvin got a breaking ball and he hit it out into center field in game 1 of this series. Goes to the Cincinnati Reds. Hanging breaking balls.
Yep.
can hurt you even if you throw 100 miles an hour.
That's exactly what happened. Just middle breaker. Black knew it. Good job of hitting a good extension. Duggar gave it chase, but that ball was out. You know, well pitched ball game. Not much you could say. You got to take advantage of some opportunities. The Giants weren't able to cash in, and it's an unfortunate way to start some games that you really need to win.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bruce Bochy asked for offense, and he did not get it tonight. Final score: Reds 2, Giants 1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Giants postgame live, presented by Toyota, starts right now.